Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Well, howdy, partner. Good.
What's up?
Where to, partner? Where to, partner? Penthouse floor.
You're always welcome in this town.
I invited you here so we could talk, not so you could nose around. Hello. Hello.
Warning. Room breach detected. Unauthorized personnel in restricted area.
I was very wealthy. You could have helped change the world. Hold on. Now hold on. Just a moment. If this statement is being broadcast, I am deceased. Please approach us again.
Hello?
Nelson's back in our hand. Let's hope we can defend it this time.
Report. Is Mr. Ho- Then that's one more nuisance we won't have to worry about. The brass have been throwing around the idea of having the president visit the dam. With our recent achievements, they finally feel secure enough to stage the damn thing. But while it's being... Several years ago, we managed to wrest the Helios 1 solar power station. It was a crushing victory, but no one's heard a peep from the Brotherhoods. Recently, we've had scouts go missing in an area. I want you to find them, and once you do, No. Just because you secured the aid of the Khans, assuming they don't try to... These are people that both hate us and outgun us. They're... A fair question, and one I've had our strategists think about for some time. With the Brotherhood, that's their obsessive attachment to technology. I'm willing to bet that wherever they're hiding, there's a working reactor powering their equipment. Detonate that reactor, and we can... After the battle, we consolidated... It was a mistake, to be sure, but there wasn't really any place for them to go. Some of our people think they had some means of conveyance, like... I think that they found some place to hide close to... As I said, our scout...
Oh, hey there.
What do you want, outsider?
I heard some special... Hail, brother. May I help? Hail, brother. May I suppose it was only a matter of time. I wonder... We've given up our claim to Helios, and we don't have any interest in claiming Hoover Dam, so our ambitions are not at crossed purposes. Perhaps it's time for a new strategy. Go to the NCR. Further, tell her that we are willing to send troops to aid in their...
We signed a treaty with the Great Khans. Guess you can never have too many low-life chem dealers on your side.
Has the Brotherhood been found? And you believed them? Do you have any idea how... Ugh, Crocker will have a field day with this. He'll want to establish diplomatic relations. But we've got more important matters to attend to. The President is due to arrive soon, and we're sure the... I want you to assist the security detail we've prepared for the President. Go up to the Visitor Center and speak to Ranger Grant.
Right.
I've heard of you. I'm
glad you're here to help us out. This is we've got a lot to do to prepare for the President's visit. We trust you, so you're free to have your weapons. Just don't... Security detail consists of rangers stationed... Snipers and sharpshooters have been assigned to... I've also locked down access. I have a full... The Legion will definitely... I'd almost expect something direct from them. But since we don't have anything solid, we'll just have to keep our... Someone like you, I'm just glad to have you on board. Good. The President doesn't arrive... Glad you could join us. Most of my men are all... The plan is... So I'll be overseeing the security. It's a good bet that the Legion is gonna... We'll do whatever it takes to get the... President Kimball is arriving shortly. If you want to do any lap... Once you're ready, meet me outside on the...
Those Legion elite troops are bad blood. President Kimball's going to arrive pretty soon.
We signed a treaty with the Great Khans. Guess you can never have too many low-life chem dealers on... You're cleared to go on through.
Not right now, I'm busy.
We need to keep an eye out for anything suspicious.
I'm so excited about the President visiting. This is gonna be great.
Is it time? If I was the assassin, I'd be up on that ridge. Or if I didn't care about escaping, maybe that near tower. Or the landing pad behind us.
Hey, I heard about you. Nope, haven't noticed anything. Thanks, we haven't been... I brush it...
Have you finished your security? Looks like that. Now if you'll...
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for coming out here today for this very special occasion. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the President of the new California Republic, Aaron Kimball.
Fellow Californians, who have come so far to answer the call the servers put forth by the Republic.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for coming out here today for this very special occasion. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the President of the New California Republic, Aaron Kimball.
Thank you, my fellow Californians, who have come so far to answer the call to serve as It is to you that I have come here, and it is because of you that I am able to do so. We enjoy our privileges.
You dirty coward! Take him out.
Report.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for coming out here today for this very special occasion. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the President of the New California Republic, Aaron Kimball.
Thank you, my fellow Californians. All service put forth by the Republic. Report. It is for you that I have come here, and it is because of you that I am able to do so. We enjoy our privileges because you take the greatest of risks and are prepared to make the most noble sacrifices. It is because of men and women like Private First Class Jeremy Watson that Nevada and the New California Republic remain free and secure. Born in a tin shack on the outskirts of one pine, Jeremy Watson never had it easy. His father was a caravan guard on the short route, and his mother, like many Californians, braved the ruins of the old world as a prospector. They suffered through water shortages, raider attacks, and the Brotherhood War. Like our mighty Sierra Nevadas, they endured. But the time came when they could no longer shoulder the burden alone. Twelve years ago, they called out for help, and the Republic heard them. Troopers, rangers, just like you, answered the clarion call. Men and women stepped forward to say,
Shouldn't you be keeping an eye?
Damn it. I can't believe the Legion actually got someone past our security. I'll have a security team sweep the area. I'm also canceling the President's speech. We'll have a security team get...
And at Owens Lake, we made... Men and women stepped forward to say, I
Will
will
you be
carry
keeping
the
an eye
weight.
out?
And at Owens Lake, we made true on our promise, driving out the raider tribes to establish a lasting peace in the eastern Sierra Nevadas. We carried the weight, and though we left behind many of our brothers and sisters on that battlefield, it did not break us. 10 years ago, Chief Elise met with representatives of the Desert Rangers to discuss terms of what would become the Rangers Unification Treaty. The treaty was more than a resolution to welcome the Desert Rangers into the Republic. It was a covenant to protect Southern Nevada against Caesar's Legion and the tyranny of this regime. There are some back home who ask me, but who are we protecting? What is Nevada to us? Sometimes we forget that the light of our society shines beyond our borders. Sometimes we take those privileges for granted that our forebears fought so hard to achieve. We must always remember that wherever Californians stand, we carry our principles with us. Equal respect, representation, and protection under the laws of a just republic. This was the same fire that burned in the heart of the old world that preceded us. We are the heirs of that civilization, torchbearers eastward of the Pacific, into the darkness of this wasted land. When the Republic called on the men and women of California to carry that fire across the Mojave, Jeremy Watson answered. You answered. Together you carried the weight. And when PFC Watson's platoon came under attack at Forlorn Hope, he took the greatest risk. Not only for his fellow Californians, but for California itself. He was prepared to make the most noble of sacrifices to defend the principles of our republic, even here, on Nevada soil. His actions are a beacon to all of us who stand here today in tribute to his valor. Private First Class Jeremy Watson, on behalf of the Senate and people of the new California Republic, it is my honor to present you with the Star of Sierra Madre. Not far from this spot, a monument stands as a tribute to the sacrifice made by those who came before us. The men and women who fulfilled the promise we made to the Desert Rangers. Its back is inscribed with the names of the troopers and rangers who carried the weight. And because they made the most noble of sacrifices, it did not break us. 4 years ago, we held this dam. 4 years ago, we carried the weight. 4 years ago, we drew a line through the Mojave as clear as the Colorado River. A line that Caesar cannot cross. Today, you stand here with our brothers and sisters to hold that line. Today, you honor all Californians by carrying that weight. Today, you are the waves of the Pacific, pushing ever eastward. You are the sequoias rising from the Sierra Nevadas, defiant and enduring. You are the great western light of California, torchbearers in the darkness, living reminders of all that is best in our republic. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. What the hell are you waiting for? I want to get shot. Let's go.
job today. You got the president out safe and sound. And I couldn't have done it without you. You have my thanks.
Is the president safe? Is the president safe? Good. His death could have had a major impact on morale. This whole affair was ill-advised from the start. While you were out, General Oliver arrived and briefed all senior officers. I'm not at liberty to divulge what was said, but he set up his camp.
Well, you took your sweet-ass time coming. Let's get down to brass tacks. You've done some great work for us up to this point. Thanks to the task my subordinates have delegated to you, the NCR now... We now have a chance. I'm in the beginning stages of planning out an assault on the fort. I've made calls to our allies. Once our fort...
Sir, I don't know what happened. A bunch of Legionnaires just stormed into the power station.
Into the power station? How is that possible?
I don't know, sir. There was some talk of them entering through the clogged intake tunnels, but I don't have any confirmation. On my way up here, there was some chatter about their commander, the Legate, I think he's called, set up at some kind of base on the eastern bank.
Okay, listen here. Unless we can get some you need to make your way to this camp they have on the eastern bank and take out the Legate. That's... Thanks for your support. I'll make sure the...
Good gracious! The Legion is using the intake tunnels to storm... I think that you should be able to divert the flow. The computer to activate it is just ahead, but you may need to go outside to act... Good.
Contact!
Over here!
Over here!
Alpha Squad reporting in. Thanks for the support back there. We've been assigned to... Let's get going.
Hey, there you are. Retribution. All mine.
Another kill to my name.
The end of that. Come on!
Take him out.
That's a fine bit of work back there. Truth told, I'm surprised you made it out of there in one piece. I'm impressed to say the least, and that's no easy thing. You've secured NCR's future. The administration sends its... Least we could do. And seeing those shits of Caesar kicking... Might see some recruitment number rise. Built... All due to you. Again, you have my thanks. We clean up, take prisoners, watch the east for any more trouble from the Legion. Though After that, we'll see what happens when the dust settles and how the Mojave... Something tells me we better enjoy this breather while we can. And if that means... Can't keep the courier spirit down. Kind of curious how this is going to pan out.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Goodsprings cheated death once again, and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. The new California Republic celebrated its second victory at Hoover Dam, establishing definitive control over the entire Mojave Wasteland. Soon after, they negotiated terms to annex the Strip, Freeside, and many surrounding communities. The Mojave Wasteland, at long last, had entirely fallen under the NCR's banner. The courier, fair and even-handed in her dealings throughout the wasteland, was honored by the NCR for her support of the military at Hoover Dam. She was presented with the Golden Branch, the highest civilian decoration given by the Republic.
Tabitha and Rhonda went east, through Caesar's Land. Occasionally, tales of their exploits found their way back west, though few believed them. Eventually, the stories concerning the duo were collected and published, and proved to be quite popular with children.
Invigorated by his travels with the courier, Raul once more took up his guns in memory of his lost Rafaela. Soon after, the Mojave was filled with tales of the ghost vaquero who hunts down those who prey on the weak.
With the help of the Gunrunners, the Boomers developed a healthy trading relationship with the NCR. Eventually, the Boomers began wandering out into the wasteland while still preventing outsiders from entering Nellis.
The Brotherhood and the NCR in the Mojave Wasteland declared an official truce, despite continued hostilities between the two in the west. As per their agreement, the NCR handed over all suits of salvaged power armor, and in return, the Brotherhood helped patrol I-15 and Highway 95.
Despite her departure from the group, the Brotherhood's peace treaty with NCR came as some relief to Veronica. Though she remained friendly with surface patrols, she was never again permitted to enter the bunker she once called home. Fearing for the safety of anyone she associated with, she continued her solitary life as a scavenger. But reports would emerge from Mojave scientists and social workers of old equipment miraculously repaired, and research notes mysteriously completed.
Their leaders destroyed by the courier, the fiends scattered throughout the wasteland. Without the organization of Motor Runner, Cook, Violet, and driver Nephi, they were easy prey.
After the NCR's victory at the dam, the followers of the Apocalypse were pushed out of Old Mormon Fort during its occupation by NCR forces. NCR further encouraged them to leave Outer Vegas entirely, and the followers had no choice but to comply.
Goodsprings saw more trade along I-15 after NCR gained control of the Mojave Wasteland. But with that came a heavy burden of the Republic's taxes. Some old-timers, unable to handle the cost, were forced to move on, grumbling all the while.
In the years following the destruction of Cassidy Caravans, NCR used evidence of the plot to blackmail the Crimson Caravan and the Van Graffs. NCR enacted strict trade laws with little resistance, strengthening their supply lines and their position in the Mojave. Both the Van Graffs and Alice McLafferty were removed from their post in the east. During their trek west, however, their caravan was wiped out by raiders using advanced weaponry and military tactics. No cargo was taken. When questioned, the Gunrunners denied any involvement, claiming they would have no public motivation for such an attack. Cass survived to see the NCR flag flying proud over Hoover Dam, and thought for a moment, this is what a hero must feel like. She was about to tell the courier not to get too proud of herself. Then she figured, she knew that already. So she laughed, said fuck it all, and raised a bottle to the dam and the ones who had fought for it. As far as she was concerned, the whole thing was proof that playing out a bad hand can pay off in the end, as long as a woman like the courier was holding the cards.
After the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, the Great Khans returned for a time to Red Rock Canyon. The NCR's pressing need to expand proved greater than its promise of amnesty, and before long the government decided the Khans had to go. The surviving Great Khans were relocated to an isolated barren reservation, well north of NCR trade routes.
Thanks to the Courier and Lily, a cure for the Nightkin's schizophrenia was found shortly after Dr. Henry's experiment concluded. Nightkin and other super mutants in the wasteland flocked to Jacobstown, and the town became known as a haven where a mutant could find peace.
Encouraged by the Courier to take her medication regularly, Lily's mind eventually attained a semblance of clarity. Her memories dulled by the pills, she cast aside the recording of her grandchildren, no longer remembering its significance.
After the NCR victory at Hoover Dam, the temporary truce between them and the Kings blossomed into a full-scale relief effort for the people. While the NCR made repeated entreaties that Freeside join the Republic, the Kings steadfastly maintained their independence.
After Ray's brain was transplanted into Rex's cybernetic body, it took Rex some time to adjust to the old scrapyard dog's memories. Eventually, Rex's mind settled peacefully, melding his own memories with that of long travels with old Lady Gibson.
Shaped up by the Courier's advice, the Misfits distinguished themselves during the Legion's attack on Camp Golf. Mags was finally promoted to sergeant, and the rest of the Misfits received an official commendation. They continued to serve with distinction for many years.
Though Novak was a low-priority target for the Legion, many of Novak's citizens died in its defense. In the weeks that followed, several Bright followers returned to Novak to help restore its defenses, allowing it to remain independent of NCR.
Looking for a place where he could be of some use, Boone found himself re-enlisting with his old unit. Though his regrets remained in his thoughts, they coalesced into a purpose, and Boone embraced it. He spent his leave time hunting down slavers in the desert, his first recon beret the last thing they never saw.
After Hoover Dam, the leaderless powder gangers at the correctional facility vanished into the wastes, leaving the prison empty. The correctional facility became another abandoned ruin in the wasteland, its carcass occasionally picked over by enterprising prospectors.
After the Vault 19 powder gang surrendered to the NCR, they were reincorporated into the correctional system. The NCR did increase their sentences, and they aren't about to take off time for good behavior.
After Hoover Dam, Sheriff Myers runs Primm with his own style of frontier justice. He deals with most folks fairly, but now and then someone winds up dead with little to no evidence against them.
Although they performed admirably during NCR's defense of Hoover Dam, the Rangers fell into decline soon after. With Hanlon's plot against the occupation exposed, and Oliver hailed as the NCR's new war hero, many Rangers were greeted coldly on their return home. Few openly blamed the Rangers for Hanlon's treachery, but public and political support for the organization quickly dwindled.
And so the Courier's road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.
You should have seen Mr. House when he heard what you did to the Omertas. He was as... I'm Jane, one of Mr. House's girls. We keep him entertained. We don't get many guests lately. Oh, there's lots of things to tell. They're just new money, sugar. They might pretend they're sophisticated. Emeritus especially are just awful brutes. Well, of course, there used to be a lot more. And the Lucky 38, of course. But we're not... Well, let's see. The NCR... Oh, and the Vault 21 Hotel and Guild. And I suppose if you like Neo... Why, sugar, he's the maximum utmost. If it weren't for me... Well, of course I am, silly. Why, did you know he single-handedly... Well, he single-handedly sent in... Sugar, I may be a robot on the outside, but on the inside, my... Mr. House has a lot of needs, sugar. I take care of all of them, and a lady doesn't kiss... Then maybe you shouldn't pry. This is the Lucky 38 Resort and Casino, or it used to be. Mr. House... Why, I'm a Robco, PDQ...
If it isn't our favorite VIP.
Before we go any further, where... So what are you doing here? Return to the fort. Recover the platinum chip. Once you've entered the bunker hidden beneath the weather station, you'll receive further instruction. That would make for a well... Come now, don't keep me waiting. Before we go any further...
What floor, partner? Casino floor.